Hello, welcome to NewFilmmakers Los Angeles. We're here at the South Park Center. My name is Danny De Lillo, and I'm here with Jason Hightower with his movie, Steve. Let's take a look at the clip.
Oh, Steve! I swear to God, if you aren't dead, I'm gonna kill your ass! Oh my God! Steve, I don't have time for this shit. I have shit to do today. Okay, I can do this. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, I can do it. Jesus, I can't do it! All right, here we go. 3, 2,
Jason, thank you so much for coming all the way from New York to be here, and thank you for bringing Steve to us.
Thank you.
For those that haven't seen it, tell us a brief synopsis.
So Steve is basically the story of a young woman in New York, single and working, and she just got back from a Broadway play. She finds out that our mouse is in her apartment, and she has a full, what do you call it? A full moment of trying to figure out, why is this happening in my life? Like, why is this going on? And so
It is brilliant. Yeah. I literally, like, that term laugh out loud, I laughed out loud so many times.
Yeah.
I've had a mouse in my place. I know how that feels, but this was such a great story. It was just so wonderfully written and articulated. Where did the inspiration come for you in creating this project?
So it actually comes from Amber, our lead actress. It was a true story.
Oh, it was?
All actually happened to her. Yeah.
Wow.
So she had a mouse in her apartment. She called her parents. She wanted to go home. She was done with New York. She went out, had Taco Tuesday with a friend, and came back and had to figure out, all right, what am I gonna do? And that all happens, and she ends up writing the script, calls me up. She's like, hey, something happened to me. I think it's kind of funny. I want to put it on film. And I was like, done. Let's do it.
Oh my God, so it actually happened.
Yeah.
And for anyone that has not had a mouse in their apartment, it's a horrible experience, and I probably back to very similar to Amber. It was so wonderfully written and so wonderfully directed. I was just, it was wonderful. So obviously, you've got the lead person there, and obviously, how does that work for you both, writing and directing together? How did it all come together?
So we sat down a couple times in her apartment, did some like study of just like looking at the space, figuring out how we're gonna use her apartment space, and then we actually watched a lot of Dick Van Dyke Show and Mary Tyler Moore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was a lot of her physical comedy and movement was coming from, how do we move her around the space and how do we make it funny?
Yeah.
And we love those classic comedies. So it was like Dick Van Dyke, Mary Tyler Moore, and Flip Wilson were like our 3 inspirations for how do we move and how do we make this funny, and the pace of that energy.
I love that you mentioned that, because now I'm like thinking of those movies and the movies they've been in, and it's great you've taken elements from that as well. And she is an amazing actress. Like I couldn't believe how many moments just by herself, how hysterically funny her character was. It was so brilliant. There must be a joy for you as a director. Oh,
it's amazing. Like someone like Amber, you can literally just say, okay, here's the idea, go.
Yeah.
And she'll give you 3 options in 30 seconds, and you're like, okay, that was a good take. I guess we just have more fun now. And so that's kind of what it was with Amber. You're just always getting moment after moment after moment. And you kind of have to say as a director, okay, which one's the good, what's the best one of the best that you've given me now?
Yeah.
You know, I think we cut about 5 scenes out of the short, because it was like, for the time length, and we're like, okay, it was so good, I have to cut it, but okay, fine. But she just, I mean, a pleasure to work with, absolute pleasure.
I think what's really wonderful is it's a hurdle in life that succumbed her entire existence, you know? And I love how funny and hysterically funny that was for the whole duration of the film. And she's going for her own thing. She's, you know, trying to get on Broadway, do the whole thing and experience and get her job and everything else. Like there's a lot going on in that scene. For you as a director, how do you kind of operate? Because you had a fantastic cast. Like, do you kind of work with your cast, or is it improvisation? Like, how does it work for you? Because you've got great. The parents were amazing as well. There's like so many.
There was a lot of, for me, it was a lot of my own personal case study, just like kind of like reading the script, breaking down the beats, and then kind of saying, okay, I know I'm going to get a lot of energy out of this cast. So how do I take that energy and like funnel it into the right spot? We did a day of rehearsals with her, the fantasy guy interest, and her best friend, Crystalline. So we just sat with them, and that story, we just really just, I said, go, let's just talk, let's just have fun, see how it goes. I was like, oh, let's put that in. That works great. And that was kind of like the other fun part of that journey with her, was like, okay, there's a lot of antics and there's a lot of fun moments, and we always have that center moment of like, okay, end of the day, it's just you and Steve. How are you gonna handle this? Because your friends are great, your family's there, but you still have to be centered.
Was it one of those movies where you're like, I imagine being in the crew that you're just trying to not laugh because it looked really hard not to laugh because it was so entertaining.
Yeah, that when she opens the door and slams the shoe, yeah, that was, we did, I don't know, probably 10 takes, and every time she just gives us a different version. I was like, okay, and she's stretching across, and I was like, all right, okay, Amber, like I can't keep up.
There must be a joy for you as a director to kind of be part of something like that. And what was the biggest challenge you faced in making it, if there was any?
Oh yeah, there were a few. I would say probably there's one scene. I think it was the clip we showed where we're starting in her bedroom and we have to get all the way to the front door, and it's a railroad New York City apartment. So we have such a limited bit of space to do so much work, and we're going to a VFX Mouse and all this work. So we're just like, how do we tell our joke from point A to point C and keep our audience with us and shoot it in a way that's workable. So that was a big challenge. I think we sat on set for about an hour. My producers weren't too happy that I was just sitting here like working over and over. But when we got to the final product, everyone's like, I get it now. I see why we took that time. Yeah. It was worth it.
Oh, that's great. And I think the nicest thing about, making something that is so funny as well is that, it must be a great joy when you've got it's in front of an audience. And like, I'm so glad you brought it to us at New Filmmakers. What was that experience like? What has experience been like for you at film festivals? Because it must be a joy to hear all the laughter in the audience.
Yeah, it really is. You hear about people saying that euphoria, that drug that you get from hearing the laughter. And I was kind of like, oh, whatever, people just say that. And no, it's real. It's real. Yeah. It's such like what we think is funny as a crew and as an editor team, you're like, I think it's funny. I think we got it. And then when you get there and you just hear the laughter, you're like, okay, we told the right jokes. We hit our right marks. New Filmmakers was amazing. It was such a great experience. And a lot of people at that festival actually laughed at some of the nuanced jokes that I didn't think everybody would catch. Oh, okay. So that was like a new surprise for me at this festival. It was really fun to hear people laugh at the new things that I put in there.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. I really honestly felt that like I loved the script so much. I loved the scenario and the people in it. I just felt like, wow, I'd love a feature. I'd love something that extends with this group of people, because it really was that entertaining. And I was like, it must be, it felt like, no, I want more. I want to see more. How did she get on Broadway? Like, was there? Did you kind of want to? Obviously, I won't let go of the ending, but did you kind of want to give us that feeling of like, we want more from this? Because that's how I felt.
Yeah. Me and Amber had talked about a couple ideas. The ending was actually something we wrote on the day.
Oh, really?
On the day, we had been struggling trying to figure out how do we perfectly package that ending, and it came in and just like we're like, I think that's the joke, that's the button to it, and it worked out. But yeah, we're hoping to we have two ideas that we really want to try to figure out how to put to paper and put on screen and really expand it out. Yeah. Fantastic.
What have you learned as a filmmaker in your career thus far that maybe you could share with any aspiring filmmakers out there?
I'd probably say my top thing is to do your homework and to trust your gut. Those are the two. I asked a couple of directors before I got into this one, and they're like, once you know your project and you know your script, you've done your homework, trust that instinctive gut that you have. Yeah. And that's kind of what it was for me. I realized my DP and my AD, my producers, Amber, all like, this is the idea. And I was like, almost. And then at one point, I think I broke down how we were going to shoot our joke. Here's the setup, here's the punchline, here's the point of emphasis. And like that, once I did that, everyone's like, oh, you know the project. I was like, yeah, I do. And that instinctive gut is the thing that for a filmmaker or a director that trusts it, and it'll really carry you through when all the other voices are going around. That gut instinctive will keep you straight.
Yeah, because you're leading the way. Yeah. So yeah. What's next for you?
So Amber and I are actually trying to sit down and write out another comedy. Yes. Based around some events with her. So really
She's got a very eventful life. I can't wait to meet her.
Yeah, she's, but yeah, we have an idea, a short film that we were thinking about doing with her. And then we also have like a series that we're trying to expand out. And this is like the adventures of a single woman in New York City and what can happen
Yeah, and what was actually, just to also mention as well, like a lot of these people were obviously, a lot of them have done a lot of stage work as well in New York. So that dynamic, of obviously going from stage to screen was that easy, or was that kind of, how was that experience?
For them, I think they were very excited about the opportunity, and I was excited to work with them. They are phenomenal performers and just, unbelievable talent, like unbelievable energy that just comes out of I don't know where. Yeah. But it is that moment of like, this is great. We're at a 10. We probably need to be at a 3. Yeah. So let's bring it all the way down. We're right here on you. So let's bring it in. Yeah. And that was a fun experience to kind of get them to do that. And then we're a comedy, so it was like, hey, just keep trying. We're not saving lives here. Let's just have fun and enjoy it. And they really dug it. And they found that rhythm that helped us tell a fun story.
Yeah, I think you have an excellent team. Like, I really do. And I'm just like, I loved it so much. I'm like, just please keep making more. So I'm glad that you've all found each other and obviously got a good group of people there. So thank you very much for being here, Jason, and thank you for Steve. And once you watch Steve, you'll never be a fear of a mouse again. Okay, so well maybe, but but we appreciate it. And thanks for coming from New York as well.
Thank you so much.
Jason Hightower, everyone. Thanks very much.